Please rise in body or spirit as we sing our opening song, number 188, Come, Come, Whoever You Are. Now, this is a round. And the way we do this is we're going to sing it in unison all the way through the first time. It's only four measures. It's no big deal. And then the second time through, I will start at the end of the first measure. Barbara will come in with the same line, and we will harmonize all the way through it. Now, if anybody is really courageous and wants to come in a third and a fourth time, go for it. But then that'll be it. Okay. Come, come, whoever you are, wonder, worshiper, lover of beauty, silence your caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Come, come, whoever you are, wonder, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Yet again, come. Thank you.
Y'all sound good. We're going to do it some more. Don't worry. Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Salem. I am the Reverend Monica Jacobson Tennyson. I use she, her pronouns. I serve this congregation as minister, and I am so happy you have chosen to take time out of this holiday weekend to come and gather with this community, to join us if you are joining us online, whenever and wherever you are connecting, that you have made this commitment in this busy world that tells you that there's no point in going to religious community anymore, to be here, to invest in these relationships. We are gathering this morning to celebrate a backpack blessing. I think this is the first one in this congregation. A backpack blessing is a ritual created by some unknown, or at least unknown to me, UU congregation, which spread by grassroots methods. This is how we tend to create rituals and traditions. Somebody does it. It looks important, meaningful, valuable, rewarding, and other people say, I want to do it too. And then more and more and more congregations do it. We celebrate this ritual because we know and we affirm that as long as we are living, we are learning and growing. And we know that learning and growing is a special charge, a special task of our young people. But we also know that all of us of every age learn and grow. So if you will be learning something this year, please raise your hand. Excellent. I didn't even have to nudge you to put your hands up. Thank you. It's all of you. If you will be growing as a person this year, please raise your hand. Fabulous. You are very welcome here, and you are blessed. And now, as we enter in to this time of worship, please join me in taking a good deep breath. Feel the air come in and fill your body. Feel it go out. Know that you are alive today on this turning earth. Know that you are here in this gathering and not anywhere else. So whatever else is on your to-do list, however much zucchini is in your garden, whatever disastrous thing is happening on the news now, it can all wait for an hour as we share this time together. Come, let us worship.
Good morning. I'm Barbara, your celebrant, and I would like to invite you to say our affirmation together.
Love is our doctrine.
Compassion is our way. Here we seek to create a joyful home for free religious exploration, build a community of caring fellowship, nurture the hopes, and serve the needs of our world.
I did want to introduce this one. This is Finishing the Hat from Sunday in the Park with George. It's one of my favorite musicals. And if you don't know, George in this context is a painter. And this is a song that he sings about halfway through the show about how, unfortunately, even if you are a painter, painting is really, really hard. And being alive is really, really hard. And it felt about right for today. So. Yes, she looks for me. Good. Let her look for me to tell me why she left me, as I always knew she would. I had thought she understood. They have never understood, and no reason that they should. But if anybody could, finishing the hat, how you have to finish the hat, how you watch the rest of the world from a window while you finish the hat, mapping out a sky, what you feel like planning a sky, what you feel when voices that come through the window go until they distance and die, until there's nothing but sky, and how you're always turning back too late from the house and the stick and the dog and the light, how the kind of woman willing to wait's not the kind that you want to find waiting to return you to the night, dizzy from the height, coming from the hat, studying the hat, entering the world of the hat, reaching through the world of the hat like a window, back to this one from that, studying a face, stepping back to look at a face, leaves a little space in the way like a window, but to see, it's our only way to see. And when the woman that you wanted goes, you can say to yourself, well, I did what I did, but the woman who won't wait for you knows that however you live, there's a part of you always standing by, mapping out the sky, finishing a hat, starting on a hat, always finishing a hat. But look, I made a hat where there never was a hat.
Thank you, Maeve. Every Sunday, we mark the beginning of our shared time together by setting the world on fire with love and hope. We light the chalice of this Unitarian congregation first to acknowledge our present space of mutuality, a safe place of welcome. Next, we light the chalice of our Unitarian partner church in Simonfalva, Transylvania, Romania, with awareness that our friends there are 10 hours ahead of us, and so we wish them a peaceful evening. Our final chalice is to our children and youth here and around the world. May this little fire light up their imaginations and hearts for new learning and new friendships in this school year. Please join together in singing the flames into life.
Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy.
We are going to celebrate a backpack blessing. So, if you happen to have an actual backpack with you this morning, excellent. You can come forward with your backpack. If you don't happen to have a physical backpack with you, but you're going to be carrying a backpack, you can come forward. Particularly if you are a young person who will be in some sort of formal or maybe informal education, come on up. And I want to share with you something special, which is that the backpack blessing we're going to share today was written by the Reverend Maureen Killoran, who served this congregation in the 1980s. Just a little bonus connection for us. So come on up if you want to gather up close. This stool here has the tags. Barbara's going to help you get one. And Molly and I are going to read the words of blessing for you as you come and choose a tag. If you are a grown-up who has not come up, don't worry. This basket will go to the fellowship hall during coffee hour. You're all learning something this year, so you can all have a tag to wear on whatever bag you carry. But for our young ones, we offer this particular blessing. Spirit of life and love and hope. For many of us, school is starting. Some of us are excited about new beginnings. We are eager to start a new school year or get a new classroom or maybe even move to a new school.
Some of us are homeschooled and we have new beginnings too, just not in the same way. A new year means new subjects, new levels of things we'll be expected to do. Some of us are excited about new beginnings. Holy Spirit, be with everyone who is looking forward to what lies ahead.
Some of us are nervous about what's coming. Some of us are scared. Some of us try hard to be big and brave, but it is not always easy. For some of us, school can be a place we really don't want to be. Spirit of life, be with everyone who is nervous about what lies ahead.
May each person's backpack be their friend, reminding them that they are unique and special and very okay. May their backpack hold special things to help them remember how strong they are and remind them of the people who believe in them and will love them always.
Holy Spirit, be with our young people. Help them remember their values and let their lives be guided by the principles of our shared faith. May this new year be for each one filled with fun adventures and special joys. And may love be with these young people this day and every day. May they always know that here in this congregation, they can find the hands of friends. May it be so.
All right, if everyone in the center can create the love arch, then the kids and I will be on our way. Thank you.
Wherever you walk, walk in love. Wherever you walk, walk in peace. Wherever you walk, walk in beauty all around you. Our hearts go with you. Wherever you walk, walk in love. Wherever you walk, walk in peace. Wherever you walk, walk in beauty all around you. Our hearts go with you.
So not to worry, these tags will go to the fellowship hall. And also, if you look at the one you picked up and discover you'd like to swap it for a different one, that also is allowed during coffee hour. So stay tuned for that. Now, however, as we have been speaking of learning, growing, and becoming, today we get to offer a special traveling blessing to Maeve O'Connor. Maeve, would you come up? Maeve has brought so much music to our worship services, and she is also the playwright who created the shows that we hosted this month. She is returning to New York City to resume singing jazz to pay at least some of her rent, she says, and to return to work there as a playwright. Maeve. As you go forth to New York City, please know that the love and the light of this congregation goes with you. Will you say with me, Maeve, we bless you on your way? Maeve, we bless you on your way.
I'm going to cry before my second song even. Stop it.
It's all good. You've got time. Oh, many blessings.
I owe you the biggest thank you ever. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Hello, I'm Ariane Kirkpatrick, and I am so proud to be the Lifeline's lay ministry representative today. I have some joys and sorrows to share. We have two sorrows and one joy that is part of a sorrow. We also have one that was submitted online. Jeff and Eileen write, we are remembering those who lost so much from the devastation from Hurricane Katrina. But as a joy, grateful for those good Samaritans who selflessly reached out to help the survivors. And Joan Stembridge and Eric Schumann write, August 28, 1955, 70 years ago, Emmett Till was murdered. May we all stand firm against racism. May we all support acceptance and respect for everyone. No exceptions. And Lisa's husband, Rudy, has been facing some health difficulties, requiring many hours in hospital and no real diagnosis yet. Scary stuff. Please keep them in your thoughts. And finally, we light one last candle for all the joys and sorrows felt in the heart, but left unspoken today. Lifeline's lay ministers are fellow members of this congregation who are here to help people in times of need. We are identified by our lavender stoles and badges. You may reach out to us by visiting the Lifeline's table in Hanneman Hall each Sunday after the service, and other contact information is found in the back of the order of service. Blessed be your name.
Please turn to number 293, O Star of Truth, for our heart song today. O star of truth, down shining through clouds of doubt and fear, I ask beneath thy guidance, my pathway may appear. However long the journey, however hard it be, though I be lone and weary, lead on, I'll follow thee. I know thy blessed radiance can never lead astray. Through ancient creed and custom may point another way. Or though the untrod desert or over trackless sea, though I be lone and weary, lead on, I follow thee.
Walking Towards Morning by Victoria Safford. You know, we do it every day. Every morning, we go out blinking into the glare of our freedom, into the wilderness of work and the world, making maps as we go, looking for signs that we're on the right path. And on some good days, we walk right out of our oppressions, those things that press us down from the outside, or, as often, from the inside. We shake off the shackles of fear, prejudice, timidity, closed-mindedness, selfishness, self-righteousness, and claim our freedom outright. Terrifying as it is, our freedom to be human and humane. Every morning, every day, we leave our houses, not knowing if it will be for the last time. And we decide that we'll take with us what we'll carry, how much integrity, how much truth-telling, how much compassion, in case someone along the way may need some, how much arrogance, how much anger, how much humor, how much willingness to change and to be changed, to grow and to be grown, how much faith and hope, how much love and gratitude. You pack these with your lunch and medications, your date book and your papers. Every day we gather what we think we'll need, pick up what we love, and all that we so far believe, put on our history, shoulder our experience and memory, take inventory of our blessings, and we start walking toward morning.
Every day, we pack up what we will carry into the next part of our lives. Reverend Victoria Safford gave us some ideas of what to pack. So I'm asking, what do you need in your backpack this year? If you choose to pick up a tag, if you've got one already, or if you're going to get one during coffee hour, you will find there are ideas of what you might metaphorically pack written on the tags. Kindness, generosity, connection, courage, respect, honesty, peace, justice, hope, love, and light. You hardly need me to tell you that the world is in need of all these things. I saw a video this week that shared a wisdom story that goes like this. Once there was a monk who asked his students, if you are carrying a cup of coffee and someone bumps into you, what made you spill coffee? The students said, the person who bumped into you, of course. Ah, no, the monk said. Monks are always doing this. No. I asked what made you spill coffee. You put coffee in your cup. That's what you were carrying. So when you were bumped, coffee is what spilled out. If your cup is full of fear or anger or greed, those will spill out. If you fill your cup with love, with kindness, with generosity, those will spill out. You will get bumped sometimes, that is certain. So what will you put in your cup? Now, we are human beings. We are a lot more complex than coffee cups. We can hold more than one thing, right? Let's just acknowledge that to be true. But the lesson, I think, is that what we emphasize, what we reinforce, what we practice in ourselves is what comes out when someone bumps into us. Every day in the world is a day of becoming, a day of learning what is needed and learning about our capacity to respond and learning from things that don't go the way we had hoped they would go, but we get a chance to try again. And we might also use the verb practicing to describe what we do in the world. We are practicing being the people who can respond to what is needed. We are practicing trying again when it doesn't go the way we wanted. Oh, what was in my cup today was anger, but that's not what I want to practice carrying in my cup. What will I put in there next time? And we are learning and practicing a great deal right now just by virtue of being alive in 2025. Lots of bumping, lots of stuff in our cups. What we learn and practice can serve us, and it can serve all those we come into contact with. Whatever area of injustice is foremost for you, you have an opportunity to show up bringing kindness, honesty, justice, hope, and so on to your practice of connecting and responding and caring. And guess what? Even after this immediate, acutely hard time that we are in, all those practices will still serve us. We will still need to connect and to care for each other, even outside of this moment we are in now. Perhaps you have noticed, as I have noticed, the problems we are grappling with in this country and in this world, they're not like little short-term problems, right? They have deep historical roots. They are going to take at least a generation to fix. So everything we practice now is of value in that generational work. And learning about the roots of our problems, about the ways we can respond now, about the stories of others who worked for generational change, these things are a blessing for us and for all we meet. I know it doesn't always feel like a blessing. It is very hard to learn more and more and more about what caused the situations we have now. And it is very hard sometimes to go through life mindfully enacting our values, putting the things we choose into our cup. Autopilot feels like it would be easier. I know Socrates famously said the unexamined life is not worth living, but boy, examining life is a lot of work. Back before Aaron Sorkin wrote the show The West Wing, he wrote a show called Sports Night. It was exactly what it sounds like. It's about the people who put on a weekly sports news show. It ran for only 2 seasons. But there's a scene that I still remember now in which 2 characters are talking, and one of them is just sort of apathetic about a situation. His friend says, What happened to you? What happened to your values? And the character replies, well, I find that maintaining them is a lot of work. I take a day off every now and then. I don't go out and loot storefronts or anything, but once in a while, when I really consider the effort it takes to diligently adhere to a moral compass, I take myself out of the lineup and I rest up for the next game. And some days I get that temptation. Thinking deeply about how to make our values real in the world through our actions, asking ourselves about the implications and the roots of situations around us, this requires a real investment of time and energy. It is something that we both learn to do and then choose to practice over and over again. And it's okay if it makes you feel tired sometimes. But I think it is worth it. Learning our history can sometimes point us to our work in the present, both on the grand scale and within ourselves. Here's an example. During the most intense pandemic years, I did homeschool with my daughter, who was a 3rd, 4th, and 5th grader at that time. And so I got to be her primary history teacher during these elementary school years. And in the elementary school history book we used, the author said, teaching history to 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders makes the patterns incredibly clear. This is what the author, Susan Wise Bauer, wrote in the foreword to the text about 20th century history. Quote, "The shape of the world today is not random. It has been formed by a very definite pattern of happenings. To deny a child an understanding of that pattern is to doom the child to fear, because war, unrest, and violence appear totally random. But violence is not random. It is alarming, but not random." As you read this book, you will see again and again the same pattern acted out. A person or a group of people rejects injustice by rebelling and seizing the reins of power. As soon as those reins are in the hands of the rebels become the establishment, the victims become the tyrants, the freedom fighters become the dictators. The man who shouts for equality in one decade purges in the next decade those who shout against him. Boiling history down to its simplest outline so that beginning scholars can grasp it brings this repetition into stark relief. Again and again, while researching this book, she wrote, I was reminded of the words of Alexander Solzhenitsyn, who spent 11 years in the labor camps of the Soviet Union, and who, when he became powerless, finally understood that revolution does not bring an end to oppression. Solzhenitsyn wrote, "In the intoxication of youthful successes, I had felt myself to be infallible, and I was therefore cruel. In the surfeit of power, I was a murderer and an oppressor. And it was only when I lay there on rotting prison straw that I sensed within myself the first stirrings of good. For even in the best of hearts, there remains an unuprooted small corner of evil. Since then," he said, "I have come to understand the truth of all the religions of the world. They struggle with the evil inside a human being. And since that time, I have come to understand the falsehood of all the revolutions in history. They destroy only those carriers of evil contemporary with them. Bauer goes on to say, revolution shatters the structures, but the men who build the next set of structures, and let's be real, in the 20th century, it was usually men building the next set of structures. The men who build the next set of structures have not conquered the evil that lives in their own hearts. The history of the 20th century is, again and again, the story of men who fight against tyrants, win the battle, and then are overwhelmed by the unconquered tyranny in their own souls. Oof. It's heavy, right? The unconquered tyranny in their own souls. And this reminds me of the words of Imara Jones, who was our Ware lecturer at this year's General Assembly. She said to all of us in the assembly hall, be honest now. I bet a lot of you kind of wish there was a leader with the levels of power that Trump is seizing, but with the politics of Bernie Sanders. And we laughed ruefully, and she said, you know, it never actually works out to concentrate power in that way. But we sure have this fantasy that this person would do only good things with all that power. This person would make everybody do what is necessary for the good of all of us, or at least the good of most of us. So here, as we start our congregational year, as we start a school year, as we find ourselves in the midst of this chaotic and challenging year, each of us is packing what we will bring on our journey. Hopefully it's not tyranny. Don't put that in your coffee cup. And even on the days when we are tempted to take a day off from our values, and those days will come, I hope a luggage tag, a coffee cup, something reminds you what you are trying to bring with you always. What you can bring to conquer at least a little bit of tyranny. And here is the other thing for us to remember and to learn from. We are not the first people to struggle, to deal with oppressive systems, to be required to bring with us faith for our work for a better future. We are not the first ones, and we will not be the last. Building a better world has always been generational work. It always requires the investment in an outcome you may not get to see, but work for nonetheless. There are generations and generations of people just on this continent and in this country, without even looking at the rest of the world, who have endured hard times, kept their hope alive, and pushed back on unjust persecution. Indigenous Americans, Black Americans, Latina and Latino Americans, Asian Americans, disabled Americans, queer Americans, trans Americans, immigrant Americans. We could go on listing the many different ways that people have said, we will keep working for the better world we know is possible. Whether or not you find a biological or a legal ancestor among any of those communities, we are connected through our interdependence, and we can learn and be inspired as we carry the work forward. And you don't have to do it in a dour and martyr-like fashion. The author Rebecca Solnit, whose reflections I find so very helpful, had a post earlier this week. It was about people who have been out there critiquing the social media celebration of the engagement of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. If you are not tuned in to this part of the pop culture world, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce got engaged this week. My 13-year-old is thrilled for them. We're very excited. We hope they have a beautiful wedding. Rebecca Solnit made a post that reads, "There are people talking about bread and circuses, defined as extravagant entertainment offered as an expedient means of pacifying discontent or diverting attention from a source of grievance." Some people are saying, "Oh, look at this. We're meant to be distracted from fascism by wondering what Taylor Swift's wedding outfit will look like." But Solnit says, the answer to bread and circuses is bread and roses. The teaching of the suffragists and the labor movement organizers of the early 20th century, that we need not just bread, not only the basic sustenance of life, the bottom of Maslow's hierarchy, if that works for you, but roses too. And roses can mean different things to different people. It can mean pleasure, joy, beauty, culture, nature, whatever works for you. Solnit wrote, "A friend posted a mocking mock-up of a magazine cover, framing the engagement story of Swift and Kelsey as a distraction from real matters. And I," she says, "replied with a version of the following: my brain can accommodate fluff and issues with gravity." She goes on to describe the contributions that Swift and Kelsey make to our society, but ends by saying, "I think people should enjoy what they enjoy. I had fun looking at the engagement Instagram photos, and I read an article about them before I did my climate action Zoom yesterday afternoon." Bread and roses. On this Labor Day weekend, I am delighted to be finding this casual invocation. This is a phrase that went viral in 1911, and which for me always reminds me of the striking mill workers of Massachusetts in the 19-teens. In both those times and in ours now, it matters that we remember, that we assert and insist, and that we practice the truth that people need both their basic needs met and sources of beauty and pleasure. The original definition of bread and roses put education in among the roses. I don't know that I would put it there. I think it might be both. But to enjoy learning and growing is certainly a rose we wish for everyone. It matters that we give ourselves bread and roses. It matters that we fill our cups and we pack our backpacks, not just with resolve, but also with wonder. Not just with what we know, but also with our openness to new insights and the fun of learning. So let us load ourselves up. The world needs what we are carrying. Will you join with me now in a spirit of meditation, reflection, prayer, centering, however you name this. Spirit of life and love, holy movement of our lives, known to us by many names and by none at all, we give thanks that we are changing and changeable. We are offered so many chances to learn, to grow, to practice. May we say yes to the learning as often as we can. As we learn, we discover the threads that run through all that is, the human movements of power, of generosity and of greed, of love and hate and compassion and indifference. In our learning, help us find the wisdom to trace these threads in our own lives and handle them mindfully. Bring us to humility, that we may have the grounding to build the world we dream of, rooted in our highest values. as we open this congregational year. May it be so. Amen, and blessed be.
We now enter a time of giving. Each of you, by being here, is a gift to this congregation. Your time, your willingness to open yourself to new relationships, to do things like serve coffee, weed a garden bed, help make a board decision, march for social justice. All these create a tapestry of interdependence and hope. And your financial gifts are what support our staff, programs, and space. Every fifth Sunday, the Share the Plate partner is our Lifespan Religious Education Program, LRE, which provides our children, youth, and adults social and spiritual education using the principles and values of our UU living tradition. This year, our DLRE, our Director of Religious Education, Molly Brown, says, we want to grow the LRE program, build a better nursery, decorate the youth group room. We will attend Salem Pride and host pastries with parents and donuts with dear ones for Mother's Day and Father's Day. And there's so much more. We also have an enduring commitment to the Marion Polk Food Share because everyone has a right to nutritious food, not just for the mind and heart, but for the body. Donations go into the Little Red Wagon. We are grateful for any amount you can give, cash or check made payable to UUCS. If you are online, simply click on Donate. As the basket comes around, do what you can do, and we thank you very much.
Sorry, my music is not where I left it. Here we go. I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through. In that small cafe, the park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut trees, the wishing well, I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in at the moon, but I'll be seeing you. I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places. This old heart of mine embraces all day through. In that small cafe, that park across the way, our children's carousel, the chestnut trees, the wishing well. Well, I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, well, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you.
Thank you, Maeve. Next Sunday, we are going to partake in a different Unitarian Universalist ritual that's spread by grassroots means because people found it meaningful and copied it. The water ceremony. In this ritual, every person is invited to bring a small amount of water from someplace meaningful to you. Might be someplace you visited this summer, might be your kitchen tap. And in our ritual, we join all the waters together, the way that we join and interconnect all of our lives as part of this community. So please come next Sunday, bring a little water with you. Be part of this gathering.
And in other news of the community, you'll notice that on the back of your program, there are some announcements of upcoming gatherings. I'll just highlight the Coordinating Council is going to be meeting next Sunday, and the LRE Volunteer Orientation is next week. Most important is today, after service, please stay for an hour or so to help with our annual Sparkle and Clean ceremony, project,
Ritual. An action that we do together is a ritual. Washing windows can be a ritual act.
Yes. Joel Martin will have general assignments in the fellowship hall.
Joel, would you raise your hand so everyone knows?
Is that true, Joel? I'm sort of making that. I thought I read that somewhere. Joel, is that true? Will you have general assignments? Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Great.
So Joel in the NASA shirt will help you know what to clean.
Yes. It's a great way to care for this beautiful space and at the same time to get to know the people that you are with. So the facilities team, I believe, has brought refreshments to keep your energy levels up. So you stay as long as you want. Don't feel that you have to stay too long. Okay.
And if cleaning is not something that is calling to you this Sunday, don't worry. This is a voluntary activity. You can also just drink coffee and chat with some folks.
Not sure there is coffee today,
Oh.
Monica.
You can chat with some folks.
But I'm not certain. We'll find
I
out.
can promise you conversation. That's all I can promise you.
All right. So now let's go to our last ritual. The backpack blessing ritual was probably a first for you, not for you, but for us. It started as a grassroots project, and here it is in our community. The important thing to remember as Monica lights the social justice lantern is we know and affirm that as long as we are living, we can learn and grow as individuals and communities. Monica will release the other flames from the chalices, but not from our hearts and imagination. Now we will go to our closing hymn.
Please rise in body or spirit as we sing our closing song, which is number 158 in the gray hymnal. Praise the source of faith and learning that has sparked and filled the mind with a passion for discerning all the world has been designed. Let the sense of wonder flowing from the wonders we survey keep our faith forever growing and renew our need to pray. Source of wisdom, we acknowledge that our science and our art and the breadth of human knowledge only partial truth impart. Far beyond our calculation lies the depth we cannot sound, where the purpose for creation and the pulse of life are found. May our spirits be a blunder of believing that our thought has displaced the ground for wonder which the ancient prophets taught. May our learning curb the error which unthinking faith can breed. Let's justify some terror with an antiquated creed. Praise for minds to probe the heavens, praise for strength to read the air, praise for all that beauty leavens, praise for violence and good prayer, praise for silence and compassion, and for strangers, neighbors, friends, praise for hearts and lips to fashion, praise for love that never ends.
Please remain standing if you will, and if you're comfortable, take your neighbor's hand and let us say our closing words together. May faith in the spirit of life, hope for the community of earth, and love for the sacred Mother be ours now and in all the days to come.